So a brand new trailer for Life and Death came out, and because I've been out of office, I didn't even know it existed. We've also got some even more information about the pack, and I'm genuinely feeling excited about this one. Let's have a look. So this is called the Netherworld Department of Death, starring the Grim Reaper. And okay, is it just like a cheesy trailer? I think it's just like a cheesy trailer. But you can see there's like a purple Grim outfit. Does that mean, I'm assuming that's to do with the different tier levels? This genuinely, okay, it looks like it's actually a good pack. Like we've actually got a brand new live career in the game, which is absolutely amazing. Along with, of course, many other different things. I just feel like this is a one pack that they've done in ages where it feels like they've actually put effort into doing certain things. Like it genuinely just feels like they've put a lot of effort into doing it. I just think I'm quite excited for it. Do you know what I mean? The trailer isn't really showing off as much as I thought. There's going to be a brand new bar in the world. Of course there is. I bet there's going to be a museum as well. EA love their bars, museums and nightclubs and parks in the game. Who needs gameplay when you've got picnic benches and barbecues? So there's also apparently new information about this pack. We got like some screenshots here. This looks, oh no, this is a new photo frame, but very clearly they've just ripped the you know, the standard like CAS screenshot when you exit CAS with a household. Ugh. I'm not too keen on that. That looks really, really cheap and shit. I hope they sort that out. Look at that! Somebody's doing incense and a seance or something like that in the graveyard. Looks like we got some tombstone decorations, which is quite cool. Okay, nothing that exciting. There's apparently some new descriptions. Yes, in life, afterlife, and rebirth, a soul's journey. So it's saying young adults and older will have bucket lists that fill up with goals. Some you can choose, others will just appear and you can accept or reject them. So bucket list could be things like woohooing in a weird space, declaring a masterpiece as your life's work, spending 24 in-game hours in a specific world. So like it's telling you that you need to go on holiday somewhere. Although, is it going to be randomly generated? Will my sim have a bucket list want to spend 24 hours in Newcrest? Something shit like that. I hope they actually tune it properly. And then if a sim dies with incomplete items on the bucket list and becomes a ghost, it will become their unfinished business and they have to do them in the afterlife. And completing them will allow you to either move on or be reborn. And then we've got rebirth. They will be submerged in Ravenwood's baleful bog before you're taken into CAS. Your reborn sim's age and appearance will be both customizable, and you can choose which household your reborn sim will join and what their relationship will be. For example, you can insert the reborn sim into the Goth family with Bella and Mortimer as their parents. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't really get it. From a lore and storytelling perspective, okay, I'm just like thinking, like, I know it's a game, but in real life, if I die and decide I want to come back as, I don't know, Queen Elizabeth II's bit on the side, do you know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you can just insert yourself in, but will you retain the skills that you had before? Do you understand what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Because you can completely change your age and your appearance. What's the difference between creating a new sim in CAS and being reborn? It's not very quite clear to me at this stage, and I just don't, I'm sure there must be something, but I just don't think it was well thought through. Like, could you be reborn? Like, for example, okay, could you be reborn and become your mother's lover, for example? Do you know what I mean? Like, is it going to be weird like that? We're going to have to wait and see. I mean, we know incest is canon in The Sims 4, so it wouldn't surprise me. Life with Death, Reapers and Morticians. So it's confirmed an active career as a Reaper. As well as reaping souls, you also have to stop active hauntings, which is okay. We did see in the original trailer Spectre ghosts like we had in paranormal stuff, and if you're stopping active hauntings, that is a paranormal stuff thing. Like, are we just discounting the paranormal stuff pack? Will there be things to distinguish them from each other? Have they thought that through? They didn't think it through with For Rent and City Living, and they didn't think it through with Cottage Living and Horse Ranch. So with a game that has, you know, a bazillion packs out, there's you know, of course there's going to be overlap. It's just, will they go about it in the right way or not? We'll have to wait and see. And then it confirms that you can work as a mortician as a rabbit hole career. I don't know what mortician means. Is it like an esthetician? an aesthetician, like somebody who works in like a hair salon or something. I don't quite know what a mortician is, but it sounds fun. And then it confirms we've got the ghost historian aspiration for people who want to study the departed, and then eventually they'll be able to write horror books. Honestly, I'd rather writing horror books just become a thing of like a general thing added to the base game with this pack. Do you know what I mean? Like, will I have to do this aspiration just so I can write a horror book? It says there are 3 new traits: macabre, people who are morbid, basically. Chased by death, it will give Sims a seize the day attitude until the odds against them in risky situations. That doesn't make sense to me. That's not a personality trait. It's not a personality trait, chased by death. Seize the day attitude means like a determined, upbeat, positive attitude, but then it says the odds will be against them in risky situations. This sounds like, to be honest, brutally honest, it doesn't sound well thought through in terms of what it is. It doesn't sound like a personality trait to me. It just sounds like random character effects that they listed it as a trait because they couldn't list it as anything else. And then we've got skeptical Sims who don't believe in ghosts even when they encounter them. Though again, I don't know how that will make the game more exciting. We'll have to wait and see. Honestly, having 3 trait slots in this game is just absolutely diabolical. The audacity, the absolute audacity for them to say they couldn't have any more than 3 because it would cause conflict issues. And then the further audacity to then lock, is it 2 or 3 more traits you can get, but you have to get the growing together pack and you have to unlock them in a special way. The audacity. And then they had the audacity to add 1 million mechanics across all packs which conflict with each other, including conflicting with traits like likes and dislikes. Excuse me. They just need to put 5 trait slots in there. It's not hard. We had it in The Sims 3. Everybody would love it. There's mods which do it, so like we know they can do it. Sims can have 1 million traits now anyway in all the different unlock rewards and aspirations. You can literally have millions, so just let us have 5. I don't think it would be hard. Honestly, I don't think I'm excited about the traits. I think they're going to be crap. This is maybe one thing I'm not interested in. But then we've got, okay, Dark Pursuits, which is a pet crow. I do wish it wasn't just a crow. I wish you could also get like parrots and like other pets, not just a crow. It says that befriending a crow will make it inclined to bring you gifts. So it just sounds like, you know, the cottage living animals, and you can get it to say Simlish words. But if you provoke it, you could die from murder of crows. Tarot cards are a new collectible. So in The Sims 4, you can't just buy a tarot card pack. You have to collect individual cards. And then when you have a full deck, you can perform readings for yourself and others. Are we getting paid for this? What I need this to be, otherwise I'm going to kick off and have a Karen moment. I need this to be a career. At the very least, I just know a modder's going to come in and make it a career. But I kind of hope they do it officially. Like you could earn money from giving people a reading. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like they should just do it. Maybe like with the spa day things, like you can just make a bit of money from giving somebody else a reading. I don't think it would be hard personally. And then we've got about coping with loss. Deaths and not just deaths, breakups too have long-term emotional effects on Sims. Is that not supposed to be a part of Love Struck? And then the 4 types of grief are anger, blues, holding it together, and denial. And it depends on their traits as well as what happened and who they lost. So it just gives them a variety of different ways to cope. Does that mean that they can, like, you can help them get over it quicker? If it's just like, you know, in the base game, they've just got like a sad moodlet for however many days. If it's still just a sad moodlet for however many days, but you've got new interactions, I don't know if that's going to be fun. I feel like they need to make it so that finding individual ways to cope will help you get over it quicker. I just feel like that would be a good idea. Again, we're going to have to wait and see how it actually works. And then it says, remember, when you lose a loved one, you can hold a custom event, in other words, a funeral. These funerals are not going to work. They are genuinely, honestly, I swear on my life, it's gonna be buggy. So I'm not even gonna read it. I'm not even excited about it. It's gonna be the biggest pile of disappointing wank you've ever seen. Kind of like when you have a wank first thing in the morning, but like you don't feel like the orgasm tingly sensation. So it's just like, oh, I did this all for nothing. I think it's gonna be a lot like that. Sims 4 events don't work. They never will work. If they just make The Sims 5, maybe we could have a, you know, a pack in a good Sims game that would work with funerals, but they chose to put it in The Sims 4, so it's not going to work. But oh well. My pack review for this certainly won't be getting a 10 out of 10. Maybe it would have if this feature wasn't in there. And then it talks about inheriting. So you can kind of inherit heirlooms which can be passed through generations, which include craftable and items items in build mode. And it also says like quilts. So I'm assuming that making quilts is going to be a new thing that you can make in the game, which will be interesting. I don't know if you'll actually be able to put the quilt on your bed. In The Sims 4, beds and bed frames are basically like totally separate. I mean, sorry, they're not separate, they're merged together. So you couldn't put a quilt on a bed. So I wonder if this pack just comes with like one bed where you can slot a quilt on, like something naff like that. I don't know. I just don't know how a quilt is gonna work. It does also say music boxes, which I'm assuming is new. Although, no, it says items available in build mode like quilts and music boxes. So does that mean that you're not going to be able to craft them? Oh, I don't think so. That's a shame. Hovering over an heirloom will always show the sim it belongs to. Sims can create wills which dictate which other Sims will obtain the heirlooms, money, children, and more. Choose the emotional impacts you want the will reading to have. I did say this before. Okay, if there's, for example, two siblings living together, I want to give all the money to one sibling, but no money to the other. Will it even make a difference because they live in the same household and we have shared household funds? I don't know if it's going to be any different. We're going to have to see exactly how they go about this because I'm very skeptical with the money aspects and the heirloom aspect. I just can't see it functioning very well. I have to wait and see. It's a nice idea on paper though. Anyway, hauntings and haunts. I don't know why it needed to be hauntings, and isn't that the same thing? Isn't that just the same word but in a different way? Grow your power. Ghosts have a 5-tier split between good and evil lanes. That's cool. As well as a 4-tier neutral one in the middle, so you can choose to be a good or a bitch ghost. Oh, I like that. And you'll unlock powerful abilities. Make sure you watch your stamina gauge. You'll get more see-through when you're low on energy. Okay, so why does that matter though? What does that mean? The ultimate ability of the good track is Benevolent Blessing, and the evil one is Otherworldly Curse. That sounds like fun. I don't know what benevolent means. Does it mean like holy? Like a holy blessing? We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, hauntings and haunts. You can be a friendly ghost and help out around the house, clean messes, fixing broken items, or you can be a bitch, and this will give you essences which you can sell for simoleons. Interesting stuff. I wonder if random NPC townie ghosts, that means they will stop breaking things if they're a friendly ghost, because you know in the Sims 4 base game, when a ghost dies and visits your lot, they just break all of the plumbing for literally no reason. Are they going to now be able to potentially not break the plumbing if they're coded as a good ghost? I'm sure, hope so. And then we've got the crypts and cemetery. Crypts can hold the urns of 20 Sims. The living can visit there to mourn, nap, woohoo, or join the mortician career, and it will have rabbit hole adventures in it. I'm not excited for that, to be honest. You can visit a cemetery for a grieving ritual. If you encounter the gravekeeper at night, he might share a frightful tale. I bet this new gravekeeper townie is going to be the tutorial sim for the pack. Cemeteries can be created and placed in any world, so it's not like a high school year situation. That's really good. And then we've got landmarks. So basically boring shit. You view an object and then you get a +10 happy moodlet. But it does say you can also visit Alice's dead tree to get a quest from the ghost mother. Adventure in a haunted house, meet the grim in the garden ruins, encounter the frightening Edith in the village and more. I mean, yeah, it's going to be rabbit hole crap, isn't it? But I guess it's something else in there. Guys, based on what we've seen, I'm actually really excited for this pack. I think it's going to come with some really fun stuff. It seems like, honestly, The Sims 4 has been on such a downward trend in terms of expansion packs just being absolute shite. Literally, the quality has just been diminishing, and they've been so shameless about it. And even though people have been saying like these packs are so lackluster, they've just been doing it again and again. This pack actually looks like it's going to be pretty good. It doesn't look like they've taken shortcuts in terms of adding new features. I'm praying, honestly, they weren't on some time release crunch to get this sorted by Halloween, because if they are, it means the pack is going to be wank. I'm praying that it's not released too early and as a result a little bit broken and crap. I hope it's actually being released at the right time. I hope they've given themselves not only sufficient time to create this pack, but also test the pack. Test the gameplay features of the pack itself, but also test how it interacts with the base game and other packs. Not that it will be, of course. When this pack is released, the base game's going to break even deeper than it ever has been. The game's going to be completely broken for weeks. The Sims team will release a Twitter post saying we're dedicated more than ever in order to make this game playable for you. So they'll release a hotfix update. But then that hotfix update will actually break the game even more. Then people will get mad. And then in a few weeks' time, they'll release a brand new kit. And then everybody's forgotten about it because they're excited about the brand new kit. And then the cycle will rinse and repeat again and again and again. So I do approach every single Sims 4 pack with a bit of skepticism because I don't trust them, because they've given us plenty of reason not to trust them, barely any reason to trust them with the handling of this pack and making it good. I have not given any recent Sims 4 pack like a score of like over 5 in like fucking years. I've not, honestly, the most recent Sims 4 expansion pack, they've all got such low scores. Not because I'm a bitch, but because I'm honest. I really hope that they genuinely do a good job with this pack. Every single recent Sims 4 pack gets like overwhelmingly negative reviews on Steam. Like, please just do a good job for once. But on paper, I think it could allegedly potentially be my favorite Sims 4 pack ever if they do a good job. I mean, the paranormal stuff pack is my favorite Sims 4 pack out of all of the Sims 4 packs. It's very, very well executed. It's not really that buggy. It's got a great career, great gameplay, a lot of quirky Sims humor. It's just an impeccable pack. So if this is anything like it, which it is because they quite literally rip features straight from it, hopefully it will be very good. Today's video is sponsored by Instant Gaming, where you can get incredibly cheap games, including Sims 4 packs. I will pop the link to this in the description of the video. Thank you for Instant Gaming for sponsoring today's video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I will see you in the next one.